that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, after watching Agatha All Along last night and doing, I did a reaction live stream afterwards. I kind of talked about where would I put Agatha. And now it's premature because we've only seen 2 episodes, but you said a couple of people asked me like, where, with just 2 episodes in, where would you rank it? And so I thought, you know what? We haven't done this. Right now, I believe we now have 10, if we include Agatha, we have 10 live action Marvel Disney Plus shows. And so I thought we would take a little bit of time here on this Thursday to rank them. Now, all art is subjective, but my list is law. I'm about to give you the definitive, undisputed list of quality. Obviously, it's subjective. It's just my opinion.
And before you start, I just want to say how it's funny that these first 2 episodes actually beat the whole series of some of the shows.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when we get through this and we look back, then we can say, now, if we were doing this by premiere, it would look so different.
Oh, yeah, because so many of the Marvel Plus shows started well. Yeah. But, and again, wherever I end up putting Agatha on this list, it could be it will probably be in a different spot by the time we get to the end of the show. But just for funsies, let's take a look at this. Let's start at number 10. This was a show. Oh, Jonathan beat me to it. This was a show that I had a lot of enthusiasm for.
Everyone forget what you saw.
A lot of excitement. It had good Canadian kid Tatiana Maslany, an Emmy Award-winning actress, and a good first episode. But I've got to put down at the bottom of the barrel, I got to put She-Hulk.
God.
It is,
wow.
There is nothing more painful for me to watch than a show or a movie that is desperately trying to be funny and it's just not funny. Again, I'm not going to deny it, the fact that the show has its moments. Ray, you mentioned earlier the Daredevil stuff in it I thought was pretty fun. It definitely had a few jokes here and there. It has some things going for it, but just watching this show trying to be funny and it just constantly dropping humor that was just hitting the floor and not doing anything, it became excruciating sometimes to watch. And the funny thing is, I hope they do a season 2, because if they can if they can do what Rings of Power has done, which is identify all the many, 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 many things they did wrong and improve those, correct those. Yeah. I still think a She-Hulk show being led by Tatiana Maslany could be something really good, but it's got to be down at the bottom of my list. Yeah. She-Hulk comes in at number 10. At number 9 is a show that I think a lot of us had a lot of excitement for. I mean, hell, it's being led by Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh my God, I can't believe you
Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I can't believe you stayed with it. I dropped it off after 2 episodes.
I just could not believe in it.
Yeah, I understand.
I just could not believe in it.
I mean, leading up to this, you and Rob were just geeking out about it so much. It was just like,
the comic book series was,
the way it read.
Well, the comic book series was completely different.
No, I'm talking about.
I had the script.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I read. I prevented myself from getting too far ahead, but I read the first number of episodes, and this is a great example of how sometimes you can have a script and it not translate well on screen. Because I was really excited about the script. I really liked the script, but it just played out differently. I mean, it's clearly the same thing. This is the script they used to make this. It just played out differently. And one of the most atrocious. What's the point of this? Oh yeah, Emilia Clarke. Yeah, she's gonna have every superpower. Oh God. I mean, it was just so excruciatingly bad. I mean, and you had Director Krennic, the actor who plays Director Krennic, and is in Bloodline. And
oh, crap.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You have him in there, which should have been great. You have Samuel Jackson, which should have been great. I mean, I thought a lot of people complain about the death of Maria Hill. I thought that was
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn, who is amazing. The death of Maria Hill is one of the highlights of the show. Not because I don't love Maria Hill, I do, but that was truly a shocking moment And that was the thing that I read in the screenplay when I was reading the script. When I read like sheet, I'm like, oh, like it was, but my God, like it's, and none of it, they never answered a fundamental question. Hey, Nick, if the world is at stake here, you think maybe you should call an Avenger or two?
No, not yet. I have my timing.
Oh, and they never had any rationale. It was just, this is something I got to deal with. Fuck you, Nick. I live on this planet. My mom lives on this planet. We're all going to die. Call a fucking Avenger. No, I got to deal with this myself. What? Like, it never made any sense.
And in the first 2 episodes, like I actually thought that Kingsley Ben Adir, he was in Barbie too.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the Kens.
The only thing that was actually pretty good in those first 2 episodes, from what I thought.
Yep. By the way, now I see some people in the live chat saying, well, they couldn't bring in Avengers because of budget costs. Then as a writer, you need to come up with a feasible, plausible reason that Nick can't go and get one of the Avengers. You got to come up with more than, I got to deal with this myself.
Money can't be the reason you don't write good.
Yes.
Right well.
I mean, it just never made sense. Anyway,
right.
This is not meant to be a full autopsy of Secret Invasion. But at number 10, I got She-Hulk. At number 9, Secret Invasion. All right, now we go up to number 8.
What could it be?
Another show that I was really excited about until I saw Hawkeye. Echo. This is, again, and it's a missed opportunity because this was a show that had a lot of the really good building blocks. Echo could have been an interesting character. Unfortunately, they made her a completely uninteresting character in Hawkeye. So whatever enthusiasm there was in advance kind of got petered out because of the way they made her in that. Then the whole thing with the daddy issues with Kingpin, and none of it made it. Oh, yeah, you shot me in the face, but it's all okay now. We're fine. We're good. We're good. And it's like, we're so good that I want you to come back in the family. I'm going to stick here. Oh, I'm going to kill everybody. I mean, it just.
That's exactly.
It just.
Exactly how Kingpin's reaction video. I mean, I did. This is the first time we were introduced to like really like gross like violence, right? In a Disney.
Hey, give it its flowers. So, much like Acolyte, when it came time for action, the action looked pretty good. Like, yeah, absolutely give it that.
Wow.
But it's just that you have a character that could be so interesting, and they just found a way to not make her interesting. And I'm sorry. The guy who runs the pawn shop can just remake this prosthetic super, like, stop. Just stop. Anyway, it was better than She-Hulk, and it was better than Secret Invasion. Again, it had its upside. The action was quite good. I really like the stuff again, with Daredevil. Daredevil seems to be a saving grace in these bottom feeding shows.
Oh,
but,
yeah. When the cameo is your favorite
just
part
so Daredevil in there.
That's not a good sign.
I forgive you for shooting me in the face. Come home with me. No, I really want to stay here. I'm going to kill everybody you love. Drove me crazy. Anyway, so at number 10, She-Hulk. At number 9, Secret Invasion. At number 8, Echo. Okay. So now we're starting to get up into the not terrible, but not good. This next one, I must admit, I never had any faith in. I never had any faith in it. Even though I liked the character, I had no faith in it. And frankly, it ended up being a little better than I thought. But anyway, at number 7 for me is Hawkeye.
Shocked. I am shocked.
Hawkeye, again, I still have it pretty low on my list. I never plan on doing a rewatch of it.
I thought it'd be lower.
Like the Christmas tree fight stuff. It's like, oh, I'm stuck on this tree. Well, why don't you climb down? Anyway, it ended up being better than I thought.
I liked it.
And it had some upside. Again, who does not like Haley Steinfeld? I mean, she is adorable. She's one. By the way, she now lives with Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
Getting serious.
It's getting serious. They live together now.
As long as
from what I understand.
As long as Florence Pugh is not living with anybody, then I'm.
The Ray's got a chance.
And she was in this show too.
Wasn't she dating the guy from?
Who cares? Who cares?
Who
cares?
We were just talking about him, Jonathan.
Zach Braff.
Her and Zach Braff were together for a long time.
For a while.
Who cares?
And didn't they have like a 20-year age difference or something? Good on you, Zach Braff.
Good on me for my.
Good on Ray for her still being available now.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff like, okay, the Christmas tree, stuff like he's a trained assassin, whatever, he's giving her tips, and she's just like blundering through, like, I don't have to listen to you. I've got this. I'm like, that the first time I forgive you. The second or third time you still did not listen to the master assassin, maybe I should stop, like, caring about your character.
And
But I'll give them this. I'll give them this, right? Like the setup of her, Kate Bishop, where like I did enjoy that at the beginning of the show they tied into the events of the first Avengers movie when the Chitauri invasion was happening, and she's literally looking out her window and seeing Hawkeye do all of his cool stuff, and that set her on a lifelong path. See, what a lot of these shows do sometimes is they find something, it's like, oh, I'm inspired. I'm going to be a superhero. And hence we get Captain Buckles and Arrow shows. Like, I'm going to take a couple of night boxing classes. At least with this, Kate Bishop literally, as from being a young child, dedicated her life to becoming like Hawkeye. And there was some pretty cool stuff. Like the guy who ended up being like her sort of stepdad.
Right.
Oh, I like that. With the reveal.
Ended up really liking him.
Yeah.
And
I think we'll see more of him maybe. But also, it was just like, there's 6 episodes, and we have to watch him like track down his suit from like a LARPing crew. It was like, why are you wasting our time with this?
Yeah,
Anyway.
but speaking of track, the tracksuit mafia.
Listen, I don't care what anybody ever said.
Yeah.
I like the tracksuit mafia.
Yeah,
I
because
don't care
that's
what he
my
says. So again, look, did I enjoy Hawkeye? No. But did I enjoy it more than I thought? Yeah, I did. And it definitely had some upside. So it comes in at number 7 for me.
Quick question. Did that come off the heels of WandaVision?
Well, it came after WandaVision.
Yeah, the show right after.
I don't. No.
Or was it
Falcon and Winter Soldier was the one that came right out after. We want to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Hungryroot. Guys, you know me, I like things that make my life easier, especially things that make it easier for me to eat healthy and eat well, and certainly more effectively than trying to order from food delivery services. Hungryroot is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and shopping so you don't even have to think about it. Hungryroot gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite foods, how much time you want to spend cooking, and more. Then, they build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. Each order is fully customizable so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high-quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, kids snacks and meals, vitamins and supplements, and much more. Everything from Hungryroot follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Right now, Hungryroot is offering the John Campea Show listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/Campea to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/Campea. Don't forget to use our link so that they know we sent you. All right, so number 10, She-Hulk. Number 9, Secret Invasion. Number 8, Echo. Number 7, Hawkeye. At number 6 is a show that for me went right down to the wire, right down to the final episode, where we said going into the final episode, this final episode will determine whether I like the show or don't really like the show. It went south, unfortunately, but there was a good part of this show that was still pretty good. Moon Knight. Moon Knight was another show for me that I think had a lot going for it, actually. You had a terrific performance by
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, who I thought was terrific in the show. The mythology they built around it. Again, the action and the fight sequences were really good. They had a couple of killer episodes. A couple of the episodes were banger. Some not so much. And again, I don't think they stuck the landing. I didn't really like the finale so much. So overall, not a show that I'll probably ever go back and watch again. But it had a bunch of things going for it, and so I'm going to have it at my number 6 spot.
That premiere where he's in the restroom and he first turns into Moon Knight.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I still get goosebumps thinking about
Again,
it. It
started super strong.
Ooh.
Started super strong. So Moon Knight, again, it's on the lower half, but a show that had a lot going for it. I'm going to put it up at number 6. All right, now we get into my top 5.
Here we go.
At number 5, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it's safe for me to say that of all the shows on the list, that was the one going into Disney Plus that was the one I was most looking forward to. And it kind of delivered. It definitely had some wonderful, memorable stuff. I could watch Sam and Bucky like doing stuff together. One of my favorite Marvel Disney Plus scenes ever is when Sam realizes that his sister and Bucky are kind of flirting a little bit. Yeah. That was like one of my favorite things in the show.
And don't forget Baron Zemo, Daniel Bruhl.
Daniel Bruhl, yeah, one of the greatest mixed martial arts, one of the greatest hand-to-hand combat fighters in the history of the planet, Georges St. Pierre, came back of Batroc the Leaper. You had this stuff with Elijah, which is setting up stuff that we're going to see because we saw Elijah is in Captain America 4.
Right.
They went back to all that. They did some really cool things. They also dropped the ball a little bit, like the whole... The villain organization didn't make a lot of sense and all that kind of stuff. And it really kind of prevented it from being as good, I think, as it could have been. Anthony Mackie showed he can lead an MCU property. And so...
Wyatt Russell.
And yeah, listen, Wyatt Russell, who I hated at first, by the end of it, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
They gave depth to this character.
Yeah.
They gave him depth and
Really
with mixed motivations and stuff like that. And I actually ended up liking Walmart Captain
I think
America.
I was more forgiving after I watched Monarch.
Yeah. See, that's
And
why
then I was
wanna
like,
go
no,
back.
I like him. I've always liked Kurt Russell, and so it's fine.
U.S. agent, baby.
All right. So at number 5, I've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. At number 4, Agatha All Along. And I remember, again, this is premature. We're only talking about the first 2 episodes. By the time this show's done, I'm sure it'll be in a different spot. But for now, just based on the first 2 episodes, I've got Agatha All Along in my number 4 spot.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the series end and to see where it falls.
I hope
or if it goes up.
What if it ends like She-Hulk?
That's
I mean,
yeah. I
but
cannot wait.
Well, this has a
now-
disclaimer. It's a disclaimer.
For now, based just on the first, let's pretend the first 2 episodes was it. That was the whole series. I would have it at my number 4. Not the best, but in that middle section, right? I think the writing was very good. I like the narrative flow. They're setting up a terrific mythology. My God, the Salem 7 were freaky as hell. Freaky as hell. I loved Aubrey Plaza. Catherine Hahn is a goddess. She can do no wrong. So for now, I'm going to say Agatha is number 4. All right. Getting to my top 3. I'm combining. It's a little bit. I thought about separating them out into 2 separate seasons, but then we'd have 11 on the list. Loki is at number 3. Now, Loki for me is a little bit of a weird thing because Loki is one of my absolute favorite Marvel characters. I'm not talking the comic books. I mean, in the MCU, Tom Hiddleston's Loki, probably number 2 or 3 of my favorite Marvel characters. I love Loki so much. I was a little disappointed with season 1. Like, I still liked it. I liked season 1, but I was a little bit disappointed in it. I thought season 2 was a step up from season 1. And I quite enjoyed Loki. Again, I was hoping it will be a little bit better just because I love the character so much and I love Tom Hiddleston's portrayal of him. But it was very solid. I thought, again, season 2 was a step up from season 1, which makes me hope we get a season 3 someday because maybe that'll be even better. So for me, Loki is at number 3.
With Morbius. Don't forget Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Morbius. I mean, he was one of the big reasons.
Yeah, Mobius, sorry.
Yeah,
Morbius.
Owen Wilson is honestly one of the big reasons the show is as
great.
enjoyable as it is. I'm not saying he's the main reason, but I'm saying without him, Loki maybe drops down to like number 5.
Oh, absolutely.
But Owen Wilson is great, and I love the dynamic. Like, one of the key things to any good movie or show, comic book, drama, period piece, whatever, is the dynamic between your lead characters. And the dynamic between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson is firecracker.
Yep.
Love it. Love their dynamic together.
Absolutely.
And one of the reasons why I like the show as much as I do. All right. At number 2, I know is not going to be a popular thing, but I don't give a crap. Ms. Marvel is the number 2. This show, it won me over in the first 10 minutes. The pure charm and joy of it. It's a why am I freezing on the name of the guy who did all the great 80s movies? John
Hughes.
Hughes. It
Right.
it literally was a perfect mixture of a John Hughes film in a modern sort of context, and it just had it. And I never went more than 2 or 3 minutes in any episode of Ms. Marvel without a giant smile on my face. One of the great, remember I was talking about like one of the greatest moments ever in an MCU show was that one of the other greatest scenes ever in a Disney Plus Marvel show, to me, because it was funny and emotional and heartwarming all at the same time, was when Kamala's talking, like she's trying to get her parents to let her go to this Avengers Con. They're like, no, you can't go. It's dangerous. And then, so the parents, you know what? She wants to go. The dad goes and dresses up like the Hulk. And he comes in all excited because now you get to go. Like, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. He loves his daughter so much that while they're too worried to let her go by herself, he's like, you know what? I'll do something I would never do. I'm going to dress up like the Hulk for my daughter. And then when she acts in disgust,
I know.
like she's
it's,
embarrassed by her dad, you could see her dad's heart break. It's like, fuck teenagers, man. But you could literally see her dad's heart break. And I don't care what anybody says. Alien invasion, superpowers, mega blasts. I don't care. That's one of the best scenes in a Marvel TV show.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
It is seriously one of the best scenes in a Marvel TV show. And that joy, that warmth, that charm, to me, just kind of soaked in the entire series. And I think it's wonderful. And again, I know that's not the popular pick, but I don't care what the popular pick is. For me, Ms. Marvel is that
Did
number
we
2.
just see him? What trailer did we see him in just recently? Was it
Oh,
Captain America?
No, it's
He pops up in a trailer.
Yeah. You're right.
oh no, Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Daredevil. Yes,
Born Again. That's right.
right.
Kamala's dad is in Daredevil. He's a banker in it.
And like one of the things that I like, if they go over a part where superheroes starting to learn their powers, you know, starting.
Yes.
I do like whenever they showcase that. I mean, a lot of these shows are already established superheroes, other than the Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, and her. But Miss Marvel pulled it off way better.
And by the way, the ending of which was it, the ending of Hawkeye or the ending of Ms. Marvel? I'm going to say Ms. Marvel. At the ending, or was it one of the movies? Which one had the ending where Kate Bishop comes home? It was at the end of the Marvels. That's what it was. So I still don't think they're going to do a Young Avengers, or should they do a Young Avengers? But I got to say, man, that was a great little scene when Kamala's sitting in Kate Bishop's house. She goes and trying to pull Nick Fury. I'm putting a team together, sort of thing. I thought that was just charming.
And she was like, I'm like 26 or whatever. She said like 28.
I liked it a lot. So
she did an incredible job as her debut as an actress in this series.
Yeah, no, she was great in it. I love the show. She's wonderful. I really need them to do a second one. She brings the Ms. Marvel character brings a dimension to the MCU that it doesn't have. That just something like that, and they need
brother,
to keep
the mom, everything.
Oh, the family.
The family was great.
The brother's fiance, her best friends.
Right. Absolutely.
It's great. It's absolutely great. And you know, it's really sad to me that there are some people who are all just explosions, can't see how brilliant this show is.
But then I don't know where they're
whatever.
happy, because a lot of the shows that have that are also the ones that are like poorly written. So it's just like,
yeah. Anyway, which leaves us to number 1, which is the obvious thing. It's WandaVision. By far the best thing Marvel has done so far, the most complex, the most deep. Listen, we have not had in the history of our show, nothing has dominated our show like WandaVision did. Because for those of you who remember, when it first came out, it was 2+ months of nonstop WandaVision. And I'm talking about what you guys wrote in every day.
Yep. Water cooler talk.
Every single show for 2.5 months was dominated by questions you guys sent in, and it was like 80% of them were all surrounding WandaVision. New theories, new, oh my God, this, and new ideas, and new, like it was WandaVision. Not the topics we were creating, is what you guys were writing in. And like, we haven't seen that replicated.
The severance effect.
Yeah. And we have not seen that replicated with any of the Disney shows, any of the Disney Plus Marvel shows yet. Not Ms. Marvel, not Agatha. Well, maybe Agatha will, who knows, but not Falcon the Winter Soldier, not Loki, nothing. Nothing has replicated that. And fortunately and unfortunately, it was their first show. It was Disney Plus. It was Marvel's first Disney Plus show. But I mean, it really got them hitting the ground off and running, and is still to this day not even close. It is by far the best show that Marvel's put on Disney Plus. Yeah. The highest quality writing, the highest quality acting, the highest quality. And it got everybody buzzing and talking, and the water cooler stuff. It just there. So again, to summarize and wrap up, my rankings of the 10 Disney Marvel Disney Plus shows are: at number 10, She-Hulk; at number 9, Secret Invasion; at number 8, Echo; at number 7, Hawkeye; at number 5, Moon Knight; at number 6, Moon Knight. Yeah, number 6, Moon Knight; number 5, Falcon and the Winter Soldier; number 4, Agatha, which will move when we get to the end of the series; at number 3, Loki; at number 2, Ms. Marvel; and at number 1, the obvious one, WandaVision. So that's how we got it. Question is for you guys. How would you do your list? Probably a lot of your picks will be close to the ones I have. Maybe you'll have one or two things completely in different spots. Maybe your list is completely reversed. Maybe you think She-Hulk is the greatest show they've ever made. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.